We would like to welcome you to Durham Sixth Form Centre, and this presentation will be covering what we think are the main factors you should consider when choosing subjects and qualifications on offer at this school. Firstly, I would like to introduce you to the Careers Progression Aspiration team members and what their roles are in offering you advice, guidance and support over the next 2 years. Mr Bone is a Senior Assistant Head Teacher and oversees all aspects of progression and pastoral support at Durham Sixth Form Centre. I am Mr Gattis and I lead the team on a day-to-day basis, and other members of the team include Miss Hasselby, Mr Linley, Mrs Kirkpatrick and Mrs Mongan Barker, who support students in all aspects of careers, whether applying to university, for apprenticeships, studying abroad or any other specific vocational career route. Mrs Mongan Barker also supports students in making competitive applications at Oxford and Cambridge, admissions testing and preparing for interviews. Mrs Maud is our lead for work experience and she coordinates the sourcing and monitoring of these along with employer engagement. You have lots of courses and options to choose from here at Durham Sixth Form Centre, and over the next few slides we are going to outline the key considerations which will help you to make informed decisions and choose the right combination of subjects and qualifications which best suit you. Firstly, you need to consider your motives or reasons for choosing specific subjects. You have all been studying GCSEs and you might have found 1 or 2 subjects that you really enjoy and want to study in greater depth, and our Level 3 qualifications allow you to study subject theory in a lot more detail. Durham Sixth Form Centre is unusual in that we offer a wide curriculum choice, and there may be subjects which you have never studied or even heard of before which might interest you. Therefore, consider which new subjects share similarities with your studies now or with extracurricular activities you currently enjoy. However, think carefully, as we would strongly advise you to not choose all new subjects, as you might find this harder than including some subjects that you're familiar with and generally good at. Equally, it may be that you have a specific career in mind, and it is therefore essential that you carry out some research to ensure you have chosen any relevant or combination of subjects that universities may be asking for. For example, to study medicine, chemistry plus 1 other science is an essential requirement for the vast majority of medical schools. Certain university courses will also look for specific A-levels. For example, if you want to study engineering, then you must do A-level maths and generally another science, which is often physics. However, in this example, apprenticeships in engineering can have different requirements which may not necessarily include maths or physics. Some subjects are more highly regarded than others by some universities. These are called facilitating subjects. For example, sciences, English, geography, history, maths and modern languages are subjects most commonly required or preferred by universities to access a wide range of degree courses. They help you keep your options open when choosing a degree, and many of the most competitive universities will ask you to have at least 1 facilitating subject when you apply. If you don't know what you want to study at university, it can pay off later to take at least 1 or 2 of these subjects. As we've already mentioned, we have a wide range of courses available here at Durham Sixth Form Centre. Here we are going to focus on the 2 main types of qualification we offer. BTECs and CTECs have the same UCAS value as A-levels, but offer you a different way of learning, as there is a greater emphasis on coursework with a smaller focus on exams. They are highly regarded and are now much more valued by universities and employers. However, you need to be aware that some university courses such as medicine and dentistry don't accept BTECs or CTECs. Russell Group universities, who make up the top 24 research-based universities, as well as some of the more competitive universities, have a preference for A-levels, but are becoming more accepting of BTECs and CTECs as part of their wider offer. It's always best to check with the universities if there's any doubt. A lot of our students do a blend of A-levels and BTECs and CTECs. That all being said, many universities and degree apprenticeships will consider you whatever you choose, as long as you get the right grades. It's worth understanding that non-Russell Group universities, like Northumbria University and the University of Sunderland, tend to ask for UCAS points rather than grades. And don't forget that, as mentioned before, some degrees will ask for specific subjects as entry requirements. And if you are ever in doubt, always contact the university or come and speak to the careers team. If you're thinking about doing an apprenticeship, the application process and requirements are very different from university. Any member of the careers team can give you advice about this, so don't be afraid to ask when you come to enrol or when you start in September. And you can see here how UCAS points relate to their relevant grades in different subjects. Please feel free to pause here to look in more detail. Here, we want to give you some advice before you actually enrol at Durham Sixth Form Centre. There is no substitute for doing your own research, and you can never do too much. There are lots of websites where you can search for university courses or apprenticeships and look up the entry requirements. Don't be scared to actually ring the universities to ask if you're still unsure. You'll find them more than willing to help. just ask to speak to a member of the admissions team. You'll be taking 3 subjects at the beginning of Year 12, and this will give you an opportunity to try subjects you might not have done before, as well as continuing your strengths from secondary school. It's really important to make your own choices and not be influenced by what your friends are doing, as you'll have plenty of time to socialise outside of lessons. Here are some websites that will help you in your research in finding out the right subjects and qualifications required for the most popular careers that our students go on to. When you do come in for enrolment, the team will be available to discuss any questions or concerns you might have regarding your choices or the future. We are completely impartial and will support you in any way that we can. Finally, we would like to wish you all the best for your GCSE results, and we look forward to seeing you in September.